The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a poor defensive scheme, he was going to fill the hoop up until you either figured it out or the game was over and you lost the game. Some of his acrobatic drives to the hoop are just remarkable. You know, he could get past the defense and use a little bit of English off of the glass. The ball drops in so nice. It takes
crosstown traffic and the green line whizzing by overhead on this calm winter night in Chicago.
Welcome
but
fans
not
to
for
the
long.
All-Star Exhibition Game. Get up and get loud for your West All-Stars. At forward, making his 7th All-Star appearance, the standout veteran of the Denver Nuggets, 6'7", Alex English. Making his All-Star debut, the front court star of the Utah Jazz, the mailman, 6'9", Karl Malone. The man in the middle, an All-Star, each of his 4 pro seasons from the Houston Rockets, 7 feet, Hakeem Olajuwon. At guard, making his first All-Star appearance, the versatile star of the Denver Nuggets, 6'3", Lafayette Fat Lever. And the NBA leader in assists in his 8th All-Star game from the Los Angeles Lakers, 6'9", Earvin Magic Johnson. The head coach of the West All-Stars is Brad Nelson. Let's hear it for your West All-Stars. And now, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference. At forward, a 3-time most valuable player, an All-Star each of his 9 seasons from the Boston Celtics, 6'9", Larry Bird. He's one of the NBA's most exciting players. In his 3rd All-Star game from the Atlanta Hawks, 6'8", Dominique Wilkins. The man in the middle, an All-Star for the 10th time. One of the game's most rugged rebounders from the Washington Bullets, 6'10", Moses Malone. At guard, the most valuable player of the 1984 and 1986 All-Star Games. This Chicagoan is making his 7th All-Star appearance from the Detroit Pistons, 6'1", Isaiah Thomas. And finally, the NBA leader in scoring and steals, an All-Star each of his 4 seasons. The charismatic star of the Chicago Bulls, 6'6", Michael Jordan. The head coach of the East All-Stars is Mike Fratello.
Welcome, everyone, to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. On my side, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this is the 2nd time Chicago has hosted this mid-season classic.
Yeah, you go back to 1973, that's when they hosted their first one. The East won it 104-84 back then. That was the lowest combined score in an All-Star game, Kevin, since the 1950s.
We'll see if then tonight, Clark, they can surpass that total.
I would think they could. No shortage of scores on either side. I expect an up-tempo, fast-paced game. An exciting game with plenty of highlights and buckets.
Cannot wait. And your West All-Stars Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards. Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots. And in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside and Dominic Wilkins with Larry Bird the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
Now, here's English. Malone, the pass to English. 5 on the clock, 16 feet away. Wilkins gets the rebound.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
Good ball movement here by the East. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Jordan finds Wilkins. The pass to Thomas. And here is Jordan. Second chance shot. And that's 2 points on the layup. Jordan's got his second basket.
Mark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And, Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. Here is Olajuwon after the made shot from Michael Jordan. From 18 feet away, and Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday. Clark, can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Here's Jordan after the made shot from Karl Malone. Jordan dishes to Thomas, and the three ball is good. And if there was the snub part for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. And here is Johnson. Isaiah Thomas getting it to go from deep. And Magic Johnson with the slam. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And Moses Malone, Clark, the wily veteran for the Washington Bullets.
And you know, Kevin, his coach Wes Unseld says Malone has really added a level of aggressiveness to the Washington Bullets.
And he brings Clark a championship pedigree to the team.
No doubt.
And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts. But you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. That one drops for him.
And making his All-Star debut in his third year in the league, Karl Malone, one of 4 players in the NBA, averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds a game.
Wilkins passes to Jordan. Shoots over Lever. Outside Thomas. It's Wilkins on the wing. No good with the triple. They've been behind for a few minutes now.
And that may be about to change.
Here's Olajuwon. The grace of Hakeem Olajuwon. Something special to see. Clark wide open, high scoring both ways.
These tremendous All-Stars are putting on a tremendous show, Kevin.
What a blast. And an exhibition game with plenty of motivation for these stars nonetheless. For more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, I was talking to Larry Bird about his goals for the matchup, and he said, I think our job is to get the ball to Michael Jordan, get him into the game, and get the crowd into the game. So if Bird has anything to do with it, Michael Jordan will be the MVP. And that would be poetic justice this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Especially where we are. Well said, David. Thank you. Jordan Clark, obviously, in front of his hometown crowd. He loves it, and they really love it.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You think about the fans in Chicago. They love basketball. And I can expect, and you can too, a ton of energy, some extra adrenaline anytime Michael touches the ball.
Clark, this city is on fire with Jordan, aren't they? I mean, they love him, and they think about what's to come. My goodness.
Smoking.
Yeah. Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? And here's Jordan outside. It will not find the hoop. It's his third miss. He has made 2. Malone against Johnson. Now about 10 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Olajuwon. Magic Johnson delivers passes with such pinpoint accuracy. Wow! And Clark, when you look at Akeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. Here's Jordan. Passes it to Rivers. And another miss by the East. Lever from long range.
You know, defensively, I think Ewing is one of the great intimidators. Certainly changed that shot.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Best All-Stars out in front, leading by just 2. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for the East All-Stars. Trailing by 2.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello. His first time coaching in the All-Star Game.
Jordan left side. His shot is good. Scores his third basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%. And Michael Jordan not only last leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
Jordan is out there with Ewing. Then there's Doherty. Then it's Ainge. And it's Rivers in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine. And Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Stars.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Doherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. And Kareem looking to set the career record for All-Star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. Just All-Stars shooting their first free throw of the night. And so he hits the technical free throw. And the East All-Stars making a change here. McHale's checked in. Aguirre's checked in for the West. Johnson comes in for Lever. And there's Michael Jordan. The assist by Ewing. Jordan's got the lead up to 3 now for the East All-Stars. To the wing right side. Johnson wide open. He fires. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight. Harkin amidst this all-star celebration. Labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
The East making a switch. Wilkins is checked in.
You know, the separator with Jordan from other guys is his drive. That's obvious in my mind. He wants to win more than most anybody else out there on the floor.
Now, here is Aguirre. And it's Dominique Wilkins with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Isaiah Thomas checked in for the East.
In for your East All-Stars, Isaiah Thomas.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Here's Johnson. It's hauled in by the East All-Stars. Jordan left side. McHale kicks to Thomas. And 3 from Jordan. And another miss by the East.
And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here. And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And, you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. Here's Jordan. The West All-Stars getting their last shot to go.
Boy, Olajuwon is a ferocious defender and rim protector. Really excels at slapping shots away.
Here's Aguirre. And it's Olajuwon with the jam.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight. And, you know, so far I like the effort from both teams. It's an exhibition, but each team showing great pride. They're getting after it. Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lane.
Drexler drives in. Over Thomas. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Michael Jordan.
Clyde Drexler getting jiggy with it. Nice little move that time, baiting the defender in tight and drawing the foul.
And Clark, so much talent for each side, but they got to develop that chemistry on the fly, don't they?
Exactly, and that's what the coaches will be looking for down the stretch. Which group of players really complement one another and give you the best chance to win?
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. Malone's checked in for the East. Bird comes in from McHale. Both free throws good from Drexler. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played, and the West has made their imprint here in the early going play.
Unfazed by those that are predicting otherwise. They're playing with a lot of confidence and maybe a little bit of an edge, too.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Yep.
Now here's Jordan, and he gets it to go. Jordan's got 11 here in this quarter alone. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. Olajuwon, that's in there, coming off the assist from Aguirre. Olajuwon's got the lead up to 2 now for the West All-Stars. Here's Jordan. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Hard not to respect how tough Jordan is inside. Really good at angling his body to pick up the foul call.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. English, he's checked in for the West. And so Jordan nails both of them.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir. Gotta like how Jordan keeps his focus, not allowing the defense to get the better of him deep inside.
Outside, Drexler. English outside. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Malone with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it. Got a piece of it. And taken away by Johnson. English with no one around. None better than Magic Johnson orchestrating the fast break.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny. He is certainly a dominant player. Michael Jordan, when he's in the zone, unstoppable.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Drexler. Back to Johnson, to the inside. Another spoon-fed basket from Magic.
Alex English using some deceptive strength right there to get that shot up and down through contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. The free throw drops for English. 15 seconds left in the first half. Here's Jordan. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Jordan's got 23.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
They get a hand on it. Abdul-Jabbar with the steal. That shot, no good. Michael Jordan getting it done for the East. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. The East leading by 3.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones. Fantastic look. Excellent start to this second half.
And the West All-Stars looking at who they've got. Lever is out there with Magic Johnson. And there's Malone. Then it's Olajuwon. And it's English. And at the 3, the small forward. Now, here's English. And it goes down 2 points. English has got 7. And of the players in tonight's All-Star game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show. Well, pretty much the perfect point guard. There is such a thing. Magic has incredible passing skills, great size, unbelievable vision, plus leadership qualities that make him CEO-like. Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display. Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
Here's Johnson after the made shot from Michael Jordan. Pass to Lever. Down low, Olajuwon. That's in there. Lever with the assist. 12 points for Hakeem Olajuwon.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Jordan with it. English picks him up, and the shot goes down. And Clark, a slow start for Michael Jordan is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen. Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser. And I understand it's quite an event. Once Jordan gets inside with the rock, it's practically all over. He's that consistent at close range.
Here's Olajuwon. No good, but he's still shooting 75%, 6 of 8 from the floor. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Michael Jordan using that strength of his to get into the defense to draw the foul on the way up.
He's made all 5 of his attempts at the line so far.
East, Michael Jordan taking 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Ewing's checked in for Moses Malone. And West also making a switch. McDaniels checked in. He hits the second from the line.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it. And they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting.
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars. And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the 3rd official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's stolen by Wilkins.
And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
Thomas passes to Ewing. Good ball movement here by the East. Michael Jordan on the wing, defended by Lever. Clock at 6. Here's Jordan.
Boy, he's such an imposing figure. Olajuwon was definitely in the mind of the shooter there.
Here's Johnson. The West again cannot hit. And you think about adjusting, Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this. That sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. Kevin McHale, he checked in for Larry Bird. The West also making some changes. Worthy comes in for Olajuwon. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Magic Johnson. Drexler passes to Worthy, and he uses the glass on the layup. Worthy's got his first bucket of the night. Well, Clark, there was some question whether James Worthy would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's dealing with some tendonitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yeah, boy, he's playing out of his head, nailing everything. And the defense is scrambling to try to stop him right now, and so far, no go.
Now here's Drexler. And there's the pass to McDaniel. Free throw line jump shot. Count it. And Clark, with his strength and quickness, Xavier McDaniel, a very tough guy to cover.
Well, he's versatile. You talk about that strength and athleticism. 92% of the time in his career, he scored in double figures. Very consistent.
My goodness. And Jordan Clark within reach of the record.
He's almost there. Keep that pedal to the metal is what I say.
The West trails by 8. Lever dishes to Malone. Outside, Drexler. Lever against Wilkins. Lever, the pass to Worthy. Worthy drawing the double team. Here's McDaniel. Wants to get it to Worthy and does. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down. And James Worthy here in Clark, his third All-Star game.
Yeah, I was part of the '82 draft when Worthy was the #1 pick out of North Carolina. He can hurt you on the block as well as in transition.
So refresh our memories. He was #1. Where were you taken?
I was number 8, Kevin.
That's right.
Number 8.
That's right. I knew that. I just wanted you to boast a little bit. Timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over.
Totally unacceptable, inexcusable, the number of points they're allowing inside.
East All-Stars making a change here. Ainge is checked in, and West also making a switch. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Karl Malone. Drexler outside. Here's Worthy, and Worthy throws it down.
That's really just too easy for Worthy. The defense can't give him that deep interior positioning like that.
Ewing dishes to McHale. He kicks it to Thomas. Jordan outside. McHale right side. Kevin McHale with the masterclass on the low block.
This is the 4th All-Star game for the Celtics, Kevin McHale. Kids at home who want to learn how to score in the post, just put the isolated camera on Kevin McHale, please. Moves on moves on top of moves in the paint.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Donaldson's checked in.
West All-Star substitution, James Donaldson.
There's 39 seconds left here in the third quarter. And that one's good by Drexler. And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any...
Michael Jordan now with 42 points, Clark. He has tied the record for scoring in an All-Star game.
A piece of history. Boy, is he special.
Drexler kicks it over to Worthy. Here's Donaldson. Good, and it's Worthy picking up the assist. And in his 8th season in the NBA, James Donaldson making Clark his first All-Star appearance.
And you know, Kevin, before his NBA career, he actually played his first professional season in Italy. So he's taking the path less traveled for sure.
He said, arrivederci to Italy to come to the NBA.
Yes, he did.
Michael Jordan getting it done for the East All-Star. This has been a remarkable game for him offensively. Anytime you get over the 40-point mark, it's been a special, special day.
52.
Right back after this break. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West. 4-point game.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
They've got Michael Jordan. Rivers out there with Ainge. Then there's Bird. And it's Doherty in at the center position. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars. It's Lever on the wing. Here's Donaldson. Ainge covering. Worthy outside. To tie it up. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Johnson's got it all tied up now for the West All-Stars.
Magic showing you the stick-to-itiveness with that play, chasing down the rebound to make sure they convert. A native Chicagoan, Glenn Doc Rivers, a first-time All-Star. He said 5 years ago he sat in the same hotel and cried because he wasn't drafted in the first round. Now, same setting, but the script has been flipped. It all comes full circle for Doc.
They get it again. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game. Set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin. And it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
Tremendous pass from Bird. He can do it all.
And Commissioner David Stern in the house tonight. Since taking over 4 years ago, he's done a remarkable job helping guide this league to new unprecedented heights.
Exactly. Back to Lever. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And stolen by Doherty. To the middle. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Lever. The West again cannot hit. One thing the league has done since Commissioner Stern finishing with force. Whoa.
Shook that building all the way up. Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. Timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over.
Falling behind in this one, needing a spark.
And the East All-Stars with some changes. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Doherty. And Wilkins subbed in for Ainge. The West also making some changes. Olajuwon's checked in for Donaldson. Malone comes in for Abdul-Jabbar. And it's English in for Worthy.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the second most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. Snatched up. Here's Jordan. And he converts the layup. Jordan's got 50 points.
Love how Jordan uses his jumping ability on the offensive boards. I mean, this guy just does not give up.
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks.
And tonight, he sends it right off the glass. Here's Jordan. Good. And it's Bird picking up the assist. Bird's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Malone. And it's the East with the rebound. Wilkins has got 5 rebounds tonight. Inside. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Wilkins has got the lead up to 10 now for the East All-Stars. Johnson surveying the floor. To the inside. Stolen by Bird. To the middle. English with the steal. It's stolen by Wilkins. There's the lob to the hoop.
And they have not let up. They are still in attack mode despite their sizable lead.
Assist goes to Dominique Wilkins.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth. Johnson, the pass to Malone. He's looking for Lever and finds him. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy.
And Fat Lever snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well. Best by a mile for NBA guard.
And here's Bird from the arc. And the rebound goes to the West All-Stars. Olajuwon's got 8 rebounds in this game. Rivers against Johnson. To the paint, and then Olajuwon with the dunk.
I'll tell you what, the peripheral vision, the court awareness of Johnson, this guy always knows when one of his teammates is open.
Jordan inside, defended by Lever. Puts up a 3. Rivers can't get it to go. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West All-Stars. Trailing here by 8. The silky high release from Alex English.
Not a big deal there for English. Doesn't even feel the pressure.
And an intentional foul right there. Isaiah Thomas checked in for the East. Drexler, he's checked in for the West. Pass to Thomas from about 19 feet. Good. Nothing but net.
And, you know, they're in great position here. Got to think they've done enough to win.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 8. 34 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And the East with some changes. KO comes in for Dominique Wilkins. And Danny Ainge is subbed in for Michael Jordan. A 3 from Drexler. And they'll get another chance. And English kicks to Johnson. And it's Drexler that time, and the assist by Johnson.
And enjoying his finest pro season. Drexler making his second All-Star appearance. Worked over the summer with Kiki Vandeweghe to substantially improve his jump shot.
Second team foul. At the line for your East All-Stars, Isaiah Thomas. At the line for 2.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
You know, Thomas plays the game with such an edge and attitude and great confidence, and I think that gives him an edge out there on the court. He's always willing to go the extra mile.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. They're down by 7. 26 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
substitution for your East All-Star, Dominique Wilkins. Michael
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they've been moving the ball, Clark, really well tonight.
Good things come to those who take good shots.
Bird kicks to Wilkins. And another miss by the East. Drexler inside. And out of bounds. The East All-Stars will have it.
Ball. West All-Star substitution, James Donaldson. Xavier McDaniel.
Outside, Jordan can't connect. And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in. Clark, they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored. But you still got to go out and prove it. And they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's always going to be tough to stop.
And you factor in the raucous crowd cheering on Michael Jordan, Kevin. No wonder they found that extra gear they needed when it was time to get it done.
That's a good point. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. We'll see you next time.